ever had like a discharge? Like I don't.
What?
Don't listen to me. I'm just still looking at my dog eye your nipples. Welcome back to another episode of Books and Bullshit, where the topics are made up and your opinions do not matter. I'm Zachary Chopchinsky, the Bowtie author, sitting here because somebody just farted, and it's really getting to me as I'm talking.
It must be your dog, because I've got two of them over here.
Anyway, Zachary Chopchinsky, Bowtie author, all that jazz. I'm here with Martina McAtee, the Queen of Snark and Dark, and what was the other moniker we gave you yesterday? The Shade Thrower?
Shade Thrower.
Thrower of shade.
Thrower of shade.
Oh, God. So, speaking of ass leads to tales, and what sounds like tales is tell. So let's talk about some story retellings today. You like that? Yeah.
No, that was painful.
Oh, that's how my ADHD brain works, though. It's like yesterday when we were talking about...
Boobs! Like, what?
We were talking about putting stuff in butts, and I was like, oh, shit, I didn't put the baked potatoes in the oven.
That's true. That's exactly how that went.
So, we have an awesome interview lined up for today. Two great authors, and we're going to talk about an interesting retelling that they're doing. But first, I kind of want to talk a little bit about... but first, let me take a selfie. I want to talk about retellings a little bit and kind of what we think. Because, if you're here listening, you care what Martina and I think. And just know, from the bottom of our hearts, we don't care what you think. So... we're just going to tell you shit like we know it is. So,
unless you think what we think, in which case you're totally right.
You think?
I think so.
So, Martina, tell us a little bit about story retelling. So, are there any rules with this shit? Is it just retelling a story? Like, what usually goes into that?
We've been over all this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But we're talking about it for those tuning in for the first time, everybody. Come on. Let's hear it from the back row.
I just want to put this out there. If you can't glean what a story retelling is, you're probably right. Just right for this podcast.
Fake
basically,
news.
it's just finding a way to freshen up a story that's already been told once before. So, there's a ton of fairy tale retellings out there, as I'm sure you all know, and they try to just put a completely new, more modern spin on something that's old and dusty.
Like my vagine.
You have a vagina? That's no way to talk about your wife.
She's my beard, not my vagina.
Well, you heard it from...
You heard it here
Heard
first.
it here first, everybody.
All this time you never knew that Layla's actually my wife.
Story. Which I had like one of those accordions from like shitty soap operas.
Exactly. Dun dun dun. That chipmunk looks back over his shoulder.
Boom, 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 boom. So, yeah, so that's pretty good. How some storytellings are. I think that they're really cool. I like when they do certain things with them. Like, one of the things I've been thinking about lately is taking really just absolutely things that are nowhere near horror and retelling them as a horror book. Like, I would really like to see a horror retelling of Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka was fucking scary. I don't think you needed to make that any more scary. That fucking tunnel scene haunted my childhood.
See, what if they did the horror one and like each per kid actually was like horribly mutilated and killed in the manner in which Willy Wonka kind of played it off that they were just kind of inconvenienced.
I think
And
that
like
was already...
and like the kids, like the Oompa Loompas are like they eat the children and then they make candy out of children. Like I'm gonna stop talking because I'm calling dibs on this one.
I don't think you can remake Willy Wonka without a lot of lawyers involved.
I could do a retelling. I can call it
What?
Charlie
Wally Winka?
Wally Winka and the Massacre Factory.
Now, if you did it as a satire, you could get away with it.
Maybe my main character will be like a very voluptuous woman, and her name would be like Nilly Donka.
And now it's a porn movie.
And Willy Donka in the Fudge Factory.
No. Sadly,
Yes,
it probably
now
has
it's a
been
porn.
made. It was probably an 80s porn movie.
Like in
So much
Diana
bush.
Jones in the Temple of Poon.
Edward Penis Hands. That's a real one.
So it's in Diana Jones.
My friend used to work at a video store when we were in high school, and she would have to order all the titles, and it reminds me of, have you ever seen Clerks?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember when he's reading off the titles he needs to order? And like the little girl standing there and he's reading off just the most raunchy porn titles. And the guy looks over and he's like, yeah, can I help you? That was Chrissy. She would call me and she'd be like, oh my God, I can order Edward Penis Hands. Or I can order, like, and she would just come up with, like, I was like, are these real titles or are you just making these up? She's like, I couldn't make these up if I wanted to.
I went to a porn store one time with my brother, and...
Of course you did. Do you ever do anything sexual that you don't involve your siblings?
No.
Explains a lot.
We lived in Kentucky for a while. It kind of stuck. But, so we're in there, and we're trying to find the nastiest porn name, because it's hilarious to us. Like, the grossest fucking...
Sure, okay.
And one of them we found was called Internal Discharge.
Gross.
It was a cream pie fetish movie, but it was
Ew.
all anal cream pies. So it was eclairs, I think that would be. Is an anal cream pie just an eclair?
Shut your fucking whore mouth. Van Wilder already ruined eclairs for me, and anything that's cream-filled, I don't need you reinforcing that.
I like the one guy in the background. It's like, I feel like I've had this before.
Stop talking about it. You're going to make me vomit.
Oh, man.
That's a whole different fetish.
Yeah. Damn it. God, we're back on porn again. We're talking about story retelling. So do you have any that you would like to, like really, like, and not, like, having nothing to do with horror, but you would really like to see it retold as a horror movie?
Dora the Explorer.
And, like, the swiper fox is hunting her?
Yes.
That would be fucking dope.
Imagine Dora the Explorer as a horror movie.
If I was high, I might.
I mean, yeah. Let's just get high and see what happens. Oh, wait, we can't. I
would like to, you know what I think would be a really good, like, horror retelling? Nightmare on Elm Street. Those fucking movies weren't scary, but they're awesome. Let's try making those scary for once.
Nightmare on Elm Street was terrifying.
I didn't find it scary.
The first one was scary.
The one that scared me was Halloween, Michael Myers.
I didn't find that scary at all.
Really?
Yep. Some fucking dude just wandering around in a mask. He didn't even run.
Did you see the new Halloween? The one that they recently redid?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, man. It's awesome foreshadowing because, spoiler alert, not really spoiling anything, but right in the beginning, these kids are talking to this girl who, like, her great uncle was, you know, her uncle was Michael Myers and all that other shit. And he was like, yeah, if you think about it, though, because basically Halloween 1 and 2 happened.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then they just make it out
happened.
like, oh yeah, none of the other ones happened. They just think.
But
right
this one guy that's like a friend of ours, he was like, if you think about it, he killed like 9 people. Like by today's standards, that wouldn't even hit a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
In the first half hour of Michael being free, I count him. He killed like 23 people. It's like, Jesus fucking... He literally... There's one part where he's walking down a street and just zigzagging from house to house to house, just murdering everybody.
Is it like one of those like... Dun, 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 or they have like the dumb music behind it?
It's like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what we need to do. We need to take horror movies and make them funny. Yes.
What if we did a horror like retelling of Scooby-Doo?
What if they took that show You and turned it into a romantic comedy?
You.
Yeah, the one where he's stalking the girl. The whole thing is told from his point of view.
And I think Layla's told me about this show.
Yeah, it's based on a book. And
Which one?
You.
Oh yeah, I watched
it. Could you imagine if they made that into a romantic comedy? Right? Like, because honestly, in the 80s, it probably would have been. Because the best part about it is, if you didn't get his running commentary, the whole thing looks almost super romantic. Except he is a total fucking psychopath.
Doesn't he kill the first girl he's stalking and then picks up another girl or some shit?
We're not going to spoil the show, but
yes.
Let's just say it's bananas. Because halfway through, you're like, why am I rooting for this fucking guy? It's like, wow, this chick's such a whore that we're fucking rooting for the guy who's stalking her. Because they're both such horrible people, they deserve each other.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. But yeah, I could totally see them playing that as a romantic comedy.
That'd be a good one.
I think you could make, like, Gossip Girl really scary.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody likes to see rich people die more than, like, you know. Well, yeah, I think everybody likes to see rich people die.
Okay, here we go. Friends, but all the friends are serial killers that kill people in different ways. And they just have, like, this coven of serial killers.
And they just get together in the coffee shop every day to talk about it?
Yeah. No, they get together in the coffee shop every day to pick their prey for the week.
I'd be down for that. I'd totally watch it.
Yeah.
What if they made, like, Dexter to be more scary? Because it was actually almost comedic.
Yeah, I didn't. Surprise, motherfucker. Like, I really.
Hard ass, motherfucker.
Wrong size, motherfucker. These fries, motherfucker.
It did give us some great fucking memes, though.
God. His videos, I forget his name, the Viner that did that.
Yeah.
His other vines are fucking hilarious. That guy's funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. But I really enjoyed Dexter, and I actually thought, for the most part, it definitely wasn't scary, but it was funny. Like, his internal monologue was pretty fucking hilarious. But it would have been nice to make that more scary
Darker.
and less just... What would you even call that? Just a drama?
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a drama thriller type deal. Almost like a soap opera mixes the two. I would say, though, that the best way to do that would make it like a Netflix series, but then they would only get 3 seasons, so...
Well, at least HBO's like, it's a limited series, meaning we're going to tell it, and then we might make another season. We might not. The story might be done in 8 episodes. We don't know. Don't get your hopes up.
I love how this like a few weeks ago Netflix was like, we closed the quarter and reported our sales, and we've lost $14 billion, and fucking they've lost like over 1 million subscribers because everybody's like, no, you raise your prices, you keep taking shows off that we like, you do these great original series, you do 2, maybe 3 seasons.
We can just get these things illegally.
Well, and they lost so fucking much money. They lost like $14 billion.
Yeah, well, would have been what they were supposed to pay in taxes.
Right.
But didn't. Well, they deserve to lose money. They keep canceling shows. Like, why do you pick up a show just to cancel it? Like, why pick up Lucifer? Give it basically the best season it's ever had.
And then like, by the way, next season's the last one.
You suck.
Because they just wanted to get that money. That's all they want to do.
They just want the attention. They're attention whores. Netflix, you're attention whores.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to cancel all these great shows and shit like that. But don't worry, we paid over $100 million to have Friends on for another 12 months.
Yeah. Like, I think we're all friendsed out. Like, I know it's a nice go-to show to just put on, like, so you don't have to actually think about it too much, but, like, I've seen every episode, no shit, probably 5 times. I watched it when it first came out. And the reruns are on 3 different channels. If you can't find Friends on your television, you clearly don't have a television.
Or cable.
I bet even if you don't have cable, you could find a way to find Friends
You can probably find full episodes of Friends on YouTube. You can find full episodes of all sorts of shows on YouTube.
I found the last season of Schitt's Creek on, not YouTube, but like just for free on the internet, and not like in a creepy way. It was just like, I guess it's like Canada. You know, it's Canada.
Eh?
It's Canada's version of like YouTube or whatever. Which not that Canada doesn't have YouTube, but or I should say like you know how you can go on to like the CW or whatever, their website and watch it. So whatever show Schitt's Creek is, or whatever channel Schitt's Creek is on in Canada, you can watch the full episodes there. So even though for some reason Netflix is still not giving us season 5. You can still watch it for free.
They could giving us new seasons of Criminal Minds since the one season ended. There's been like 3 seasons since the one season on Netflix ended, and they haven't put any of the new fucking episodes up. And no streaming platforms are putting new episodes of Criminal Minds up. And it's pissing me off.
Are you sure Amazon doesn't have it up for a season pass? Because that's what they did with Animal Kingdom, which is another fantastic fucking show. But you can't, if you want to watch it on Amazon Prime, you have to pay $25 for the season. You can suck a dick, Amazon.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you $25 for something I'm
gonna
kill in a week.
Something dollars a year for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna kill that in a week. I'm not paying you $25 for that shit. Now, if they wanted to do channels, like original Nickelodeon cartoon channels and shit like that, and that was like an extra micro subscription.
But that's what I do with Hulu. Like, I pay for HBO through Hulu. So I can watch any show on HBO through my Hulu platform. And you can do that with, like, Showtime. You can do it with any of the pay stations, you can just buy a pass just for that station. So I pay like $30 for Hulu, but I get no commercials, and I can watch fucking HBO, which is
We don't
how I
pay
was
for
watching.
our Hulu right now. Sprint pays for our Hulu.
Well, if I had just the basic Hulu, I wouldn't have to pay for mine either because it's paid for through my Metro PCS because Sprint owns Metro. That's how I get my Amazon Prime for free.
Wait a minute, Metro, I didn't know Sprint owned Metro.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing I was like, shit, Metro PCS is like the ghetto phone platform, but like they've got the best like free service because they give you free Prime. Like everybody else like, oh, it's funny because Verizon, one, fucks everybody on everything. They're terrible as far as their prices and everything. They're the worst. But then they got into the free subscription game so late that they were like, oh, we're announcing now free Apple Music. Like, that had to be the only one fucking left because one, I don't know who pays for free Apple Music when I got Spotify.
Well, I can tell you that for $60 a month, I have free Amazon Prime every year. I have, you can get the basic Hulu for free. I have Wi-Fi in my car. I have a thing in my car that tells me anytime there's something wrong with my car. And I also get unlimited everything. Like, I never have to worry about data.
Metro PCS?
Fine, I've never had a drop call, ever. So, Metro, if you want to hit us up for a sponsorship, give us a call.
Hey, girl.
But yeah, I've never had a problem with Metro. I've had them for probably 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not paying fucking $200 a month for, oh, sorry, your data is almost up. No, sorry, not doing that.
Hang on, this is about to get real.
Livy, why don't you come over here? Come on. There you go. Lay down. He can't hear me. I don't know why I'm fucking talking to
Yeah,
him.
dog's deaf.
It's never going to stop me from talking to him.
Doesn't stop us either.
It makes me feel slightly better. But anyway, that brings to an end our Metro PCS commercial.
We gotta start getting paid before we start shouting out these products.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right, so retellings. I mean, so I definitely think there's an opportunity there, because especially if these stories are successful, the basic premise might be fantastic, which means that it could work out in other ones. Melanie Carsick does great Disney steampunk retellings. Amazing.
Riverdale is a perfect example of taking something that was
Yeah.
very much a kitschy, innocuous like thing and turn.
Sabrina.
Yeah, exactly. The Chilling Tales of Sabrina. Fuck you about your witches, anyway. But still, yeah, same premise. Taking something kitschy and turning it into something.
I like
dark.
how
me too.
the Church of Satan came out and they're all pissed off because they're like, that's not doing our religion right, and you should take the statue of Baphomet off the show, da da da. And it's like, welcome to the world of the witches, and we've been dealing with this since episode 1.
Yeah, except the Church of Satan isn't the Church of Satan, and they did steal their Baphomet statue design. The Church of Satan is a political organization. They don't actually worship Satan. Their job is whenever some fucking backwoods company, or fucking country or city or state or whatever. I'm completely uncaffeinated. It's not kicking in. But say Alabama is like, oh, well, we want to make the 10 Commandments be put outside of every courthouse in Alabama. The Church of Satan hauls their Baphomet statue all the way down there, and they're like, hey, equal opportunity. If you're going to put up your 10 Commandments, then we want our statue. And, of course, then people are like, never mind, we'll just take our stupid 10 Commandments and go home. And that's basically what they do. So they want the separation of church and state. So they don't want anything religious on government buildings. And if people try to put Christian shit up, they haul out their statue and they go and make it so it doesn't happen. So
Nice.
Yeah. So there is that's the Satanic Temple that you're thinking of. The Satanic Temple is the one that's actually the Church of Satan. They're Satanists. The people who got pissed off were the people who were the political organization. They're like, hey, that's our fucking statue. We literally had it commissioned, paid a fuck ton of money for it, and we don't want you using our design.
Fair enough. Still funny.
It was hilarious. It's like, hey, stop that. Stop that immediately.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get along with the get along, little doggy. Let's get along to the. I don't fucking know. My caffeine's not kicking in either. Don't look at me. Get along to this the interview we got. So, Martina, who are we interviewing today?
We are interviewing Chantal, Gadoury, and Amanda Wright.
Right?
Right.
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 Not Amber.
I was drinking heavily.
You were draining heavily? Draining what?
Drinking.
Oh. Wow. This whole weekend has just been a fucking wash. Like, we just cannot pull it together this weekend.
No, we can't.
It's like the stars are not aligning. Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know.
I love that shirt. May your Mercury's be more Freddy and less retrograde.
I bought it.
You did?
I did.
That's awesome.
I had to have it.
All right, so, well, let's get along to that one and let's see how this interview goes. I'm sure it'll go well.
Damn, are you fucking kidding me? Are we starting this or not?
Yeah.
God. All right. Welcome to our interview, everybody. I just want you guys to know, because you won't hear this on the edited version, but this is like the third damn time we started this. So, we are welcoming two great authors that are here to talk about all sorts of stuff once we actually get to the talking. We have Chantal Gadoury. Ooh, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you did it.
Hell yeah. And Amanda Wright. Right?
Right.
Amanda Wright.
Right.
Did we get it right? Amanda has hung up. She's like,
Hanging up now. She's looking for a rapper so she can crank it. Like, I'm going through a tunnel, guys. Catch you later. Bye.
I don't have next week, unfortunately.
Okay, so then we'll start with Chantal. Will you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you're about and what you're doing here?
I just heard there was food, so I came. No, my name is Chantal Gadoury, like you said, and I am the co-author of the Shrike and The Shadows, which is why Amanda and I are here today to tell you about our creepy Hansel and Gretel retelling.
Pretty cool.
Thanks for phoning that in, guy. Jesus Christ.
It is cool.
It is cool. I'm excited.
Damn. Okay, well, so Amanda, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're clearly the talker. What's up?
Yeah. I'm I don't know. This feels awkward. I'm also a co-author on this book. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you about myself? I like long walks on the beach. I like pina coladas. I like getting caught in the rain. Kind of. I don't really like pina coladas.
I like where this is going. Keep talking, Amanda.
Yeah. Sing it a little bit. Just be here with like Martina's face on my face. This would just be a great day. This big huge.
I just feel like that's an old joke, and I just beat a dead horse really hard with it. I don't know. No, me.
Have you ever heard me try to be funny? Like,
I bet she hasn't, because she seems very shocked by how much of a shit show this is.
This is how they all are, but sorry.
So, have you written anything else? Or
No, this is my first book, first published, I guess. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
You provide this interview. Everything after this is going to be cake for you.
I decided to throw her right in. I was like, we're doing this.
And after that, Amanda never wrote another book together again.
No, I mean, we're stuck together. We've got another one, and then I think I'm editing another one of Chantal's books that's coming up. So.
Ooh, you're editing the editor? Ooh.
So that is how Amanda and I sort of created a relationship. So she is an editor, or originally was an editor at the Parliament House. Now she's our submissions editor, and she is my actual editor to a lot of my books. So Amanda and I were talking about creating a book together, and then one day we just started, and here we are now as co-authors.
So you're like a couple?
Yeah, like a book couple.
It's like your meet cute.
I'm the third wheel.
I mean, I guess.
These one-liners are fucking great.
It's always the quiet ones that have the best singer.
Okay, so
She's just there for comedic relief. She's like, fuck these guys. I don't even care if this interview goes well anymore. So is your mom.
your mom went to college. Oh dear God. So now, so you guys got together. Where did the story come from exactly?
Germany, weren't you listening?
Listen here, asshole. I'm asking them.
It came from Amanda's favorite artist.
Oh, yeah.
Question, Amanda. You go for it.
Oh, okay. I'll take the reins on this one. It came from Hosier, if you're familiar with him. Take Me to Church, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I thought you meant like artist as in painting.
Low key. No, like musical artist.
Canadian, I think it's pronounced Hoosier.
I'm sure he's had that happen a lot to him.
Well, I figured he might be French Canadian. He could be a cross.
Actually, I think he's Irish.
He is Irish, yes.
Why the fuck is his name Hosier?
His actual part of his name is actually Andrew Hosier Byrne.
Ah, that makes sense.
I'm part of the fan club. Don't ask.
You didn't ask.
I know his name.
Okay,
I'm a
so
creep.
was it one of the songs that caught your attention?
Yeah, it was in the woods somewhere. It wasn't actually on his first album. It was like it was like on his EP, I think, the first one he came out with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's a good song. And then I think we had originally talked about writing something together. We just didn't have an idea. And then I knew Chantal, her strong suit is really like with retellings, and I know she really likes them. And I've never written one before. So I just suggested a Hansel and Gretel retelling, and it went from there. So it got really dark, really, really fast.
But it started with the smut scene. That was the very first scene that we wrote, was the smut scene. We got that out of the way, and then we were golden.
Well, I mean,
We were like, once that scene was written, we knew where it was going to go right after that.
You guys took a one-night stand, and then you got it.
I guess, yeah.
we
Yeah,
woke up
kind of.
and figured, well, fuck it, we're here.
Our figure, we were like, well, we might as well.
We pulled a Britney, bitch.
Basically.
The title of the book come from?
Germany.
Funny.
Came from another Hosier song. That's it. His new album, Shrike. His new album has a song called Shrike, and that's where the name of the villain came from, antagonist, whatever. And if you know anything about what a shrike is, it's like a predaceous bird. It looks really cute, like a little finch, but it has like jagged edges on its beak, and it will put its prey, like stab it through like sharp branches or like on something sharp and like let it hang there until it dies, and then it'll come back and eat it.
So are you basing so your story here, right? So it sounds so are you basing your main antagonist in the book off of that character? That sounds a lot like a Slovak boogeyman called the Baba Yaga, which was a witch that had the legs of a bird that lived in the woods and fed on children.
Oh no, actually no. I hadn't even thought about that.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. No, but that's cool. Well, I'm saying that's actually really cool because that's a side thing that it kind of relates to. So I like it. I'm digging it.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm actually very interested in it, which is unusual.
So, okay, I gotta ask because you started a Hansel and Gretel retelling with smut. Hansel and Gretel were brother and sister.
No, not between them. No.
I mean,
Tell them why you wanted to write the smut scene first.
Yes, tell us.
yes. Oh dear, please do.
I don't know. It just came to me.
Came somewhere.
Sounds like it came to both of you.
No, so we created a character, this mysterious man who's sort of linked to the Shrike, and his name is Baron. And when you read The Shrike and the Shadows, you will just understand Baron is amazing. And Baron and Greta get it on. And I had to write.
He's in the corner watching.
No, Hans is not anywhere
No.
near them. I promise.
Thank God. This is about to get real weird.
I like it though.
I mean, I'm into it.
I'm not gonna say no.
No, Hans is too busy tapping the Shrike. Badunch.
But there's some shit going down while other shit is going down.
Yeah.
Tapping.
When good shit's
There's
happening,
always-
bad shit.
Like tapping,
There's always
summoning, or that
Tapping
ass.
that ass.
I don't know about the asses, but yeah, sure.
That would have definitely added.
he doesn't really get tapped. Really, yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting that you kind of pull that from like music. I think a lot of us find inspiration in music. I mean, are you now, Amanda? You said this is your first kind of work. Are you already kind of planning your next one? Are you waiting to see how this one goes?
No, I'm in the middle of another one. I started writing it while we were still writing the Shrike, but it's kind of it's completely unrelated. It's like I guess kind of like an urban fantasy, something like that. But I know we'll be planning out the second book for the Shrike next soon. So it is a duology.
Okay, so there's gonna be two of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is what a duology means.
So
right?
you have the Shrike and then like the Shrike 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. You called it.
Gosh, Zach, you're so good at naming things.
That is the bestseller title right there, Zach. I'm gonna put your name on the back.
I was gonna say I kind of want a little royalty if that one kicks off.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I ever saw any book that had Electric Boogaloo as the fucking title, I'm buying it. I don't care one click the shit out of that book.
You write the blurb, Zach, and it'll just say like, "I came up with this title, Zach." Michael Scott.
Zachary Chopchinsky, USA Today's
Yeah.
best-selling author.
Exactly.
I worked hard. I paid a lot of money for that.
The truth comes out. I have to say it at least 1,000 times to get my money.
So, I'm serious. We're very serious.
I know
here.
it's so funny when you try to be serious, you put on your announcer voice.
I do not. So, like, what was your favorite part about writing this book?
The smut.
Amanda for the win.
Amanda for the win. But you only have one slut scene. Did you
There's
just,
two. There's a few. There's actually a few. Not gonna lie.
so did you write all the smut scenes first?
No.
No, I think some of them are I don't really know how to describe it. Some of the smut scenes aren't like how you're imagining. They get really weird.
Yeah.
Mostly because
Gadoury.
I'm not lying, it gets weird. I'm not really sure where I was pulling from on that, but I know I think the one was my idea, and it was like, I don't know where that came from, but I'm gonna roll with it.
So is it like horror porn?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She unhinges
Hans
her
is a-
jaw.
So,
Oh, yeah, I'm so down for reading this book.
So-
Layla and I are definitely
I need you to tell me something here. I need you to tell me what.
Slowly, tell him slowly.
Tell me slowly. What makes this porn weird? Because Amanda, I'm going to go ahead and just swing for the fences here and say you've never listened to our podcast before.
Because all we talk about is gay porn.
And one time, these two made me read Winchester porn, where basically Dean was fucking a cinnamon roll in the middle of a Starbucks.
Yes, that was Sam.
Oh, it was,
Sam was a cinnamon roll.
Right.
Having sex with him.
Where does that even come from? Why a cinnamon roll? Why would you do that? Why a cinnamon roll?
until these two told me. I read it as like, Wing says Sam and Dean fucking in a Starbucks, and then I'm like, wait a minute, it's talking about how creamy and cinnamony and sugary he was, and I'm like, wait, and they're like, yeah, he's a cinnamon roll. Like, oh. Oh god, it's so gross. I can't even look at a cinnamon now.
No. Oh my god. I can't even. No, the sex doesn't get. That's
No.
just.
There's no cinnamon.
That's a waste. That's not even strange. That's just a giant waste. Why would you want to fuck a cinnamon roll? I'm upset because that poor cinnamon.
I mean, I love me a cinnamon roll.
That's somebody's breakfast. That's bullshit.
Take how many cream the hot dog slices on. I'm biting my lower lip as they're coming off the conveyor. Suck your dick.
I guess we need to have a disclaimer to say that like our book is not a horror porno. It's just that there's mature scenes in there. That's all. And I enjoyed writing this month. That's all.
Put a parental advisory sticker on that book, it'll sell like fucking hotcakes. I have a
Oh my god. I think like I don't even. It's supposed to be like that horror It's supposed to be a horror aspect because of Hans's character. He's a man whore. So I don't really think there's any other way to explain it. He has a lot of sex, and I think, and then the Shrike takes advantage of that, and so a lot of other sex scenes turned out really weird.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, and you know, I mean,
but it's not a horror.
I know.
Wait, weird like they put a thumb in, or weird like other things happen? Like I'm trying to gauge the weirdness.
Is he like banging a corpse? Like how weird are we talking?
Did they put in a thumb and then another thumb and then everybody's wondering?
No.
No. Like she doesn't have a face in some. Like we really tried to not have our villain have a face. We wanted to make her even creepier than like I don't know, just like a normal stalker person.
No, she's faceless. We don't describe the way she looks at any point because I mean the part of the I guess horror about it or being afraid of it is not knowing what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So she remains faceless that whole time, I guess. And what we sort of fashioned her after was like the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
You know she's there, but you don't know what she looks like, and that's just the
scary part was that you never saw her.
I think that adds to it because they did this whole thing like in the Halloween movies where they always blackened out Michael Myers' eyes in the mask. You ever saw his eyes through it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's that when you take away that human aspect to it, it makes it so much more terrifying.
Or when they gave the nut, she suddenly wasn't fucking creepy anymore from The Conjuring.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the one aspect of her is that she preys on the men of the village and only the men. Just like, I mean, the Blair Witch didn't do that necessarily. She didn't really care either way. But we kind of borrowed the same concept of the heart being left in the little baggie. Do you guys remember that scene in the Blair Witch?
Yeah.
So that's what happens in ours. The Shrike will leave the person's heart at the doorstep of their loved ones. And that's how you know she's taken them away.
Well, she's pretty much killed them at that point.
I mean, yeah, they're dead.
I hope so.
Like, obviously, they're dead.
No, they're dead.
Just minus a heart.
And in comes Hans. You see, now we have corpses, and you remember those weird sex scenes I was telling you about?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you want to explain that one? I mean,
Yeah, come on.
Now, don't give away anything you don't want to, obviously, because we're picking on you a little bit. But if there's like a little bit of heat you want to throw our way here, I mean, I'm not going to say no.
Especially if it's a
I guess where it gets weird, like obviously Baron and Greta are more along the lines of that traditional like slow build tension. They eventually have their moment, and that's what it leads up to, and that's kind of like what you expect out of them. But for Hans with the Shrike, she sort of uses his own weakness against him. So I guess the one scene.
So his dick.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say.
She does. She takes advantage of his weakness, and his weakness is that he seeks out comfort where girls will give it to him. So she, in one scene, he is. I don't want to ruin it because I think it's like one of my favorite scenes. It's fucking weird. But I mean, she comes to him in a dream, and it's like he's feverish. So he's not really quite sure what's real and what's not. And all the while you're in the woods, you don't know what's real and what's happening. And it's just all kinds of hallucinations and auditory and visual. So they're all kind of like losing their shit at some point. And Hans is definitely, I think, losing it more than everybody else is. But she comes to him in a fever dream, and that's where, yes, she unhinges her jaw. And it's very odd. It's almost like a ritual kind of thing. I don't know. It's like she claims him right then and there, and then like he's screwed. He is screwed. He's getting screwed, but he's screwed for sure.
Yeah. And then you
It
gotta like
sounds
read the rest
fucking
of the book.
horrific.
You have
It's
to read the rest
weird.
of the
I mean,
book to find out.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You're
Zach just got nailed in the nuts by the dog, and that, by the way, is the third time today that one of the dogs has fucking hit him directly in the junk. So he's a little out of commission for at least a good minute, but his face is a startling shade of eggplant.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Zach. That's rough.
Zach, sing a few bars for us in your new falsetto. Breathe through the pain.
He just like punted me.
Well, that's what you get because you slapped him in the head earlier.
So did he.
What, now you're gonna let him air out? Can you like? Jesus Christ, Zachary.
What?
It's poor Layla who has to look at it.
Looking down Main Street. So.
Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead. Let's try to recover this.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's actually a really interesting story.
I know. I'm really
We're just
excited to
fucking
read it,
up.
but we're just being horrible people right now. But it sounds amazing. I'm actually very excited to read it.
So, what is the age group of like you're thinking like your primary target audience? Do you think?
So there's a lot of smut. So clearly, we're talking middle grade, high school.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to the Tumblr.
Hey, I've read great porn written by like 15-year-old virgins. Like, they have great imaginations. Real life hasn't killed it for them yet.
They're still full of dreams and vigor.
They actually think sex lasts longer than 36 seconds.
36 seconds? You dating a marathon, man? I got stuff to do.
Oh, let's all just take a minute and hang our heads for a poor.
I was 29 before I realized the jackhammer wasn't a good finishing move.
Oh my god. What am I doing?
Why are you like this?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'd grab my own ankle behind my back. You know what I'm
You're
talking
doing
about?
the running man?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you cramp up and you gotta like, I call it the water pump. You just gotta kind of like.
Oh God, Layla, I'm so sorry. I promise you, as soon as he dies, which I'm sure will be soon, as stupid as he is, I will find you a man who knows what he's doing, or a woman, whichever. No judgment.
Hey, I'm single. You can help me.
Well, I'm first in line. If Layla won't have me, then maybe.
No, I think she's saying you can help her find.
Oh, I'll help you find a man.
Yeah,
Help
that's
you find a man? I just need a list of criteria. Just shoot me an email. I've got all kinds of friends.
I'll
Sort of.
do that. Sort of, yeah.
There's a really good chance it's gonna be a woman.
That's not true.
Knowing Martina.
It's not true.
Ish.
I mean, women are better. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But that's not the case. She wants to settle for a man. I will help her.
Oh, so? Damn.
That was
Haven't we all settled at least once?
Well,
Weird text from
okay.
Jane Curry. I thought she said there was a shooting at a slumber party. I was like, are you reading a Christopher Pike book? It said, shoot me, it's slumber party night. That's what happens when you have 4 fucking kids.
No.
No, just no.
Why would you want 4 fucking kids?
You don't want any kids. Wait, I have a kid. Never mind. I don't want any more kids.
I have a lesbian daughter in a polyamorous relationship.
I have plenty of children. They all just want to have sex with my daughter.
That's a weird problem to have.
Yes, I know. It was very weird when they presented me with the issue. Sorry.
Mom, this is
But-
my wife, and this is my boyfriend.
And now you know everything you need to know about my household.
Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about books.
We were. We talked about books for a long time, way longer than we usually get to.
That's true. So, is there anything for the people that are listening? Because
The
for some
people in the
reason,
back?
people do listen to this.
I don't know why, but they do.
They think we're funny. I don't know. But is there anything you want our listeners to know about you or your book or anything like that?
Oh, what your social
I was just
media?
gonna say, shout out your social media links.
Yeah, you can go to www.chantalgadoury.com and all my social media is right there. I make it so easy.
I'm guessing that was Chantal, not Amanda.
Yes.
And then you can click the link to here's where Amanda's shit is.
I don't have a website with my name in it. You can find me on Instagram. That's probably where I'm going to be most active.
Okay, but your name is Amanda Wright. I imagine that there might be a few of you.
Yeah, probably. I mean, my
Describe-
handle on Instagram is Wright author. So I don't know.
What's your
You can find me on
what's your
Facebook
Instagram
too.
handle?
My what? My Instagram handle? It's AMWRIGHT_author, because I guess a lot of people have a hard time spelling my last name,
Oh, there it
which
is.
is odd. Yeah.
I like that it's Am Right.
Well,
Yeah, it's my Twitter
Am
handle
Wright.
is I am writing. So yeah. So
Am Wright.
clever.
We found you.
Yep.
Oh,
Dude, I
no.
dig your I dig your Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram. I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I worked
guys-
really hard on it.
You do it well for the gram.
I love the very 90s Daria casual disinterest in her voice. She's like, thanks. I worked really hard on it.
I know.
But I really didn't, because I don't really give a fuck about any of this, because we're all going to die anyway.
I mean, I'm just the weird one
I
over
totally
here.
dig Daria. I love Daria. I'm loving it. I love people who don't want to have anything to do with me. It's been that way my whole life.
I'm sorry.
Oh God. Well, is there anything else you guys want to say or talk about before we wrap up? Lightning round. Anything?
Is there anything you want to know?
So many things,
Other than the sex?
none of which are appropriate.
So, is Hans a bear or an otter?
They have no idea what you're
He's
talking
an well. You mean like spirit animal?
Aww.
You're so cute. So cute.
Okay, then I guess
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is Hans a top or a bottom?
Stop it!
Oh, I'd say he's a topper.
I like Topper better than Top.
Oh, there are toppers in my books. That's a character.
And now you'll never look at them the same.
Aww.
Oh my god, you ruined it for Zach. Yay!
I'm
High
sorry.
five! I'll
Zach.
find you all the men.
Yay!
And they'll all be tops.
Unless you're not into that, in which case, believe me, I know a lot of betas.
I was going to say, if you're into pirates, we can talk about pegging too.
If you want a guy to boss around, I'm sure I can find a few.
Now she sounds like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
I don't even know how to respond.
Don't worry, that's how most people are around us.
we get that a lot.
There's a lot of dead air in our interviews. We try not to take it personally.
We have yet to, surprisingly, have somebody just outright hang up on us, but we're always waiting for it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, there's an entire spreadsheet full of people who are about to be subjected to this exact same thing. You guys are at least done.
Hey, but I came for seconds. Like,
I know.
I'm
so
cool
we know
with
that you're submissive and you're into being abused.
Sadist.
totally. Oh my gosh. Which is why I wrote the smut scene first. Hello.
See?
You know what? Actually, I think I have a really good question before we go. How did you guys find writing the smut scenes? Was it awkward? Did you have to look for, draw for inspiration?
Okay, I'm gonna be really honest. I really didn't mind it, but I felt like I might have made Amanda uncomfortable, which I can't say that I did. She can answer that, but I was like, oh my God, Amanda's gonna think I'm the weirdest person ever. And like, I felt like I was back on Tumblr again, writing with people because I used to write on Tumblr like with Disney characters, and it got a little really interesting.
So you used to write Disney porn? Why do I not know this about you? I am so bad. What?
Yeah, oh my God, yes. Well, I
The only
did.
thing I like more than Harry Potter fan fiction is Disney.
So here's what we need you to do, because one of the skits that we do for our Patreon is I read fan fiction and like dirty raunchy porn.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
send us some, and I will read your Disney porn.
Disney
Or
porn.
somebody else's if you don't want if you want to remain anonymous, we'll make
Oh,
somebody
no.
up.
No,
Yes.
I'll send you mine if you really want to read it
You
out loud.
really want to read it.
Yes, we do.
I've never wanted anything more in my whole fucking life.
Yeah, I did like Ariel. There was a Susan Pevensey, which that one everyone hated.
When you say you
for.
did Ariel,
Okay, I wrote them. Like I wrote as them. Not I didn't actually literally do them. Thank you, Ken.
mermaid porn.
Mermaid.
That's where all the tentacles came from.
Ooh, tentacle porn's always fun.
Yeah. So Amanda, how did you take all this?
So did she make you uncomfortable with how much she loved writing smut?
No, I wasn't uncomfortable. I think I was just I was at work when we were writing this, and I was actually in my boss's office. So I
Writing
was sitting there
porn?
giggling. Yes, I was giggling the entire, it was so embarrassing. I felt like I was like in middle school again. It was so
Okay.
bad. I was like my face is like all red. Just it was bad.
So did you guys actually say, I don't think this part works. Maybe you should have them do this instead? Or was it just like, okay, cool, you did a good job. Okay, moving on to the next scene.
I think second.
No, I think yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you kind of handled, I think Chantal for the most part handled the
smut.
scene between, well, no, just the scene between Baron and Greta. She sort of had a better understanding of their relationship than I did, because I think I was more like I don't
Waiting
know, I
to
guess.
unhinge a jaw and chew somebody's face off.
Yeah, that's where my head was. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna figure out how I can write this sex a little bit
Yeah,
creepier.
you gotta go with your strengths, like some people like
Yeah.
romantic sex and some people like weird, strange horror sex.
Yeah, that's
Some people
I
like
think
it
that's
all.
fair. So it was sort of like, she started writing it, and then I was reading through it, and then I got an idea for that scene that I had previously mentioned, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go write this. So it was, I mean, I think while we were editing, I think we only changed a few things in that part, but otherwise it was pretty good. It was solid. Bad joke.
As somebody whose porn gets edited on the regular, I was just curious as to whether you guys had to be like, well, this is cool and all, but I don't think anybody can actually get in that position.
No.
No. We were really well about that. No, it wasn't weird. I honestly wasn't uncomfortable. I was just giggling the whole time.
Yeah, same. Pretty much.
Well, now that we've talked about the sex and the horror, and we know all your social media links, I think we've exhausted. I know you're probably exhausted.
I'm spent. If I smoked, I'd need a cigarette now.
For Zach. I'm so sorry, Zach.
Yeah, I'm sorry about Zach too.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
All right, ladies, we actually really enjoyed having you. I don't know if you can say the same, but this was a lot of fun for us.
So, Amanda Chantal, this is her second time back because she didn't learn the first time, but you're always welcome to come back.
I would totally come back again.
See? Look, some people like it.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Toodles.
Now that we're pretending we're Jack trying to sing like Cher. I love the episode where he met Cher and he didn't believe that it was Cher. He thought it was a really shitty drag queen.
Well, I mean, I can understand that mistake.
It could have been Chad Michaels.
Oh, nah.
All right, well, that was a good interview. Not a shit show at all.
Nope.
Oh man, Amber, no.
You're so wrong.
God damn it.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. Fucking Dr. Cox.
He's my spirit animal. I'm the Dr. Cox of our friendship.
I feel like my spirit Ansible would Turk.
Did you just say your spirit Ansible?
Ansel. My spirit Ansible.
What did you put in that coffee, Zach?
It's actually got Bailey's creamer in it.
Okay, but there's no alcohol in the Bailey's
I
creamer.
know, but it's just funny and ironic. Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think?
A little too ironic. The irony is almost none of those examples are irony. They're serendipitous.
Yes, we've all covered this.
Just saying. All right, well.
Zach Ray!
On your wedding day, it's a free ride. God damn it, I'm gonna sing that whole fucking song. All right, Martina, hit him up with some social media before I start singing again.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. You can find us on Facebook at Books and Bullshit. You can find us on the Instagram at Books and BS Podcast. And on the Twitter at Books Bullshit P1. And if you want to tell us your stories so you don't have to hear our stupid stories, you can email us at booksandbspodcast@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon, which Zach is going to hawk at you right now.
Girl, listen, if you like all the fun shit that you hear on this one, know that we appreciate that. But we need your help. Because we have this awesome Patreon, and what the Patreon does is it funds all this cool free shit that you guys are doing. So if you guys like the free trial, please subscribe. So go check out our Patreon. We have tiers as low as $1 a month. $1 a month. I'm not even
For
dipping
just 10 cents a day, you can support an
sponsor-
author.
Yeah, you can sponsor this ghetto hood rat little author over here. So go check that out. I'm not even $1 a month at the minimum, and we're not even dipping into your Starbucks money. Let's be real, girlfriend.
Yeah.
But we have different tiers with all sorts of different stuff on there. So if anything, go check it out and see what you guys get. Again, the stuff on Patreon is exclusive to Patreon. We're not going to do what some people do is, exclusive on Patreon. And then in like 3 months, we're going to make it public on other social media platform or some shit. If you want it.
We'd
and
get
you can
arrested.
Yeah, it's there. Facebook jail. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by. That's all I got to say about our Patreon.
Goodbye.
Toodles.